Hello and welcome back to the Moto Daily Show on the Motocross Network. I took yesterday off as well, but today I got a loaded video for you. A lot of first looks of guys switching teams, first videos or photos of them. We'll get into that, but here's the story lineup for the day. We finally got a new look at the Ducati bike. Kind of the first glimpse of the bike because the first video didn't have much. We got some more info on when we'll finally get to see the full bike as well. Justin Hill, he signed a 2024 deal. We'll then look at Stark Varg. It got approved by the FIM. Then we'll look at some first look things. Alberto Ferrato on Standing Construct Honda. Then we got Cody Schock on ClubMX and Jeremy Seewer on the Kawasaki. And finally, Colt Nichols talks beta and putting it on the map this year. Now, before we get into all of that, this video is sponsored by MotoSups. You guys all know MotoSups is a premium motocross supplement brand that focuses on moto and the training that comes with it. One of their newest additions is Ride Recovery. I have yet to get it, but it's on the way. Ride Recovery is a branched-chain amino acid powder. And what does that do, you may ask? Well, BCAAs are known for building lean muscle and, even more importantly in our sport, eliminating muscle soreness. That's a big one. So head to motosups.co and grab a tub. They're 45 servings in a container, only $35.99. So use code TMN20 for 20% off that. One more thing before we get into the video. If you want to support my work directly, the best way to do it is heading to the mxnetwork.com and snagging a magazine. Here's issue number 6. Other than this one, the rest of the back issues are only $1. So if you want to go grab a couple magazines, go snag them. You can also buy the 2024 magazine pass. It's only $15, and that covers all the editions for 2024, including taxes and shipping. So that's a fantastic deal, and you're supporting my work. Let's get into the video. So we finally got a new look at the Ducati MX bike. All right, it's been about a month since Ducati officially announced their motocross bike, and about 2.5 weeks, I think, or 2 weeks since Tony Cairoli and Allesandro Lupino began testing it. Surprisingly, no leaked photos so far, at least that I got. But I do have a sneak peek photo that I found of the bike. This photo was released over a week ago in an Instagram story. If I'm being honest, I really can't remember who posted it, but it gives you the biggest glimpse of the bike we've gotten so far. It's blurry, obviously, because that's how it always is with these photos, but it's the biggest glimpse of at least half the bike you can see in the photo. I'll put it up on screen right now. So yeah, you can't see much in the picture. I think Antonio Cairoli's on the bike. Lupino is tagged in there as well, but I don't really remember. Either way, that's the first big picture we've gotten for the bike so far. But today, Ducati released a new video of the bike as well, and unlike the announcement video, you can actually see the bike pretty good. In the announcement video, you all remember, it was just blacked out, unfocused, you couldn't really see the bike at all. Well, this one, you can actually see it a lot. So let's take a look at this video real quick. Here it is. Now, of course, they didn't get up close to the bike and show you what it actually looks like, but you can see some of the features on it pretty well in that video. So, in my opinion, well, you can't really tell because it's black plastic. It's kind of hard to see with them riding it in black gear and everything, but in my opinion, the shrouds and the rear fender kind of look like a combo between the Triumph and the Stark bike to me. What do you guys think about that? Do you kind of get the same view I'm getting on this? Anyway, the bike aside, they also said in the press release to keep your eyes peeled because January 21st to 23rd, they will announce the Italian Motocross Championship team lineup. So I'm assuming we're going to get the first look of the bike fully on those days as well. So I'll keep you guys informed on that in about a month from now. All right, the second story of the day is a real quick one, but I figured it's important for you guys to know. This is the whole point of Moto Daily Show, is to give you guys all of the news, whether it's a huge story, a kind of under-the-radar one, or a small story. So here it is. Justin Hill Former retiree in the sport, he retired for a few years. He has inked another contract extension with Team Tedder Monster Energy KTM for 2024, and even a 2025 option as well. So he might be around for a couple more years. That's awesome to see. He said in the announcement, quote, "Official announcement, I've re-signed with Team Tedder Racing for 24 with a 25 option. Can't say enough how stoked I am to be here with my people and, of course, our partners, Monster Energy, KTM, Pro Circuit, Enzo Racing, Fast House. I'm so appreciative of the Tedder family. We're looking forward to an awesome future." I mean, not much to say on this, but I'm going to be honest. I'm super glad to see this guy sticking around. He was one of my favorite guys for years up until he retired, and then I liked him even more when he came out of retirement and did just as good. So I was really disappointed when he retired a couple years ago. I mean, but you can't take anything away from this guy. I mean, he came out of retirement and did just as good as he did before retiring, which was his career best season in the 450 class, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty awesome to see. And also, I'll throw the picture up on screen. The bike looks pretty awesome for 2024. Let me know what you guys think about Justin Hill sticking around. How do you like the bike? And that's all I got for this quick story. All right, let's get into the Stark Varg. They finally got approved by the FIM, and it's for Australian motocross. Stark Future has received clearance to enter its Varg at the highest level of competition in Australian motocross, eligible to contest the MX1 category of the Penrite Pro MX Championship for 2024. Following a series of tests conducted between Motorcycling Australia and the Innovative electric-powered motocross brand, led in Australia by Jeff Leask and Mike Sleater, a solution has been met. A strict criteria will be enforced by MA technical officials at events, utilizing race mode technology that would effectively see the Varg's power locked. So set a maximum output, of 60 horsepower, they're going to max it, when competing within the 450 class and with the capability of further monitoring. Power management data that is accessible through the Stark app will assist in determining the maximum output used post-race, listed in line with the corresponding race or session completed. While being restricted to MX1 in national and state events, Stark's futures options will be even broader at a club or open level, able to race alongside either MX1 or MX2. When among the 250 class, the Varg's maximum output will be limited to 48 horsepower. This is kind of the same thing I was talking about a few weeks ago. Just max the horsepower to fit the class, which I said was a simple solution, and everyone in the comments was like, yeah, that's too simple, they won't let it happen. Surprisingly, they're letting it happen, which is pretty cool to see. They said in the statement, quote, "Electric machines, including the Stark Varg, may compete in MX1 or equivalent class only as per the electric motorcycle approval list. The Stark Varg must have the power locked by a technical official or scrutineer to the appropriate setting listed prior to taking part in any competition. Normal race distance, duration, or times should not be altered to accommodate electric machines. Eligibility or regulations focused on electric machines can be changed at any time to ensure fair and even competition. The use of lower power settings than those listed is permitted. Electric machines can compete in standalone classes if numbers permit." Now, it hasn't been announced what level of officially supported involvement Stark Future intends to compete at locally, if at all, for the next season with the Pro MX Championship in Australia, but their first race is set at Wonthaggi, Victoria. I'm not familiar with Australian motocross, so sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. But that's on March 17th, so they don't have much time to get this prepared. But the Stark Varg's approval additionally extends to enduro, supermoto, dirt track, using the same processes, so they're kind of approved to do anything in Australia at the moment, so that's pretty awesome to see. Stark finally approved by the FIM for one championship. Hopefully they can get that going in the World Series, and hopefully in America as well here soon. But that's a good step in the right direction here. I'm glad to see it. Let me know what you guys think about Stark finally being allowed to race on a professional setting. All right, on to our next story here. Colt Nichols talks beta and hopes to put this bike on the map in the future. Nichols ended his 2023 racing season and the World Supercross Championship on a high note. He had two really bad first races in the final round of World Supercross. I don't remember where he finished. They were really bad finishes, though. Then he managed to win in dominant fashion in the final race, like no contention at all. There was nobody even close to him. So that's a good way to end the year. I mean, knowing that he has the speed to beat the likes of Ken Roczen, Vince Friese, Dean Wilson, all those top guys. That's awesome to see. Joey Savacci as well in there. So I think that's a good way to end the year for him. I mean, that kind of gives him the confidence to train and test all the way through the winter and hopefully carry that momentum into 2024. So now he has officially shifted his focus to next year, which means Liqui Moly Beta Factory Racing. Now, soon I'll be doing a video, first look video on the Factory Beta guys in the U.S., the first footage of them riding and all that. But in this video, I want to give you Colt's thoughts on the bike and the team so far, how testing is going, and his racing plans for 2024. So here's a quick clip from an interview from Alex Gobert. Here it is.
Dude, it's honestly been very surprisingly good and easy transition for me. We're working through a lot of stuff at the moment, but where the bike is as a whole, I'm really happy with it. It's been a much easier transition than I thought. The chassis seems like it suits me really well. Moving forward, we've been very day-to-day, you know, on what we're doing, and big improvements each time we go out. But overall, like I said, I feel like we're in a much better spot than I anticipated. I've been on it for about a month. Had to miss some time in there. I had a crash. I was off the bike for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then went to Abu Dhabi, did that, came back on the beta, and then now back on the Kawi. Now we'll be back on the beta when we go back full-time. So it'll be good just to get some consistent weeks. Start to build. More speed you get, the more testing you can do, more up to speed you get. Everything feels a little bit different. So, but where I'm at speed-wise, I'm really happy with where we are. You know, we got a lot of stuff we can improve on, but we're day-to-day.
Hey, final question for me. Obviously, with going to the beta team there, leaving Retiree Racing, next year for you, is it both AMA Supercross, AMA Motocross, SMX? What entails for you? Is that the plan?
Yeah, so far we're all 17 Supercrosses. We'll do a handful outdoors. I don't know how many, 3 to 5 is probably on the schedule for us, just to get some more points for the SMX. And then after that, who knows? You know, I don't know where else it's going to take me. I have a 2-year deal with those guys, so we'll have the same schedule, 24 and 25. Who knows? You know, maybe we'll be back here at some point. I have no idea. We'll see as we go.
From that quick interview, he sounds wicked comfortable on the bike, and I think this is going to be a similar situation to Shane McElrath, what he's in right now. The past year, they haven't been able to stick to one bike. McElrath was on Twisted Tea Suzuki, and then the Rick Ware Racing 250 Yamaha, and then he switched to the Rick Ware supported 450 Yamaha, then back to 250. You can never get comfortable. So Colt Nichols also had the same thing, Honda HRC starting of the year, Rick Ware Kawi, and then he switched to a stock bike that he bought himself and raced the national, maybe 2 nationals this summer, I don't really remember. Then back to a Rick Ware Supercross bike, now on beta. So hopefully him 2 years, he's got a 2-year deal, so hopefully 2 years on that bike. I personally think him having one team, a whole winter focusing on this team, getting it ready, and then having 2 years consecutively on this bike, I think that'll make it very good for him. I think we're going to see a new Colt Nichols. The old Colt Nichols, remember on the 250 how good he was? I think we're finally going to see that again. He showed that he has speed in World Supercross, so maybe he can carry that into AMA Supercross here. Where do you guys think he'll finish in Supercross? I personally think he's going to come out swinging and surprise us, maybe get some top 5s off the beginning, and then later in the year, a bunch of guys are probably going to get hurt as usual or start to suck, so he'll take advantage of that. So that's my opinion. I think he's going to get a podium at some point this year. I know that's a long shot. I know. But I have high hopes for Colt. He needs confidence. He got it. He needs a consistent bike. He got it. He needs a factory bike. He got it. I mean, on Honda, he didn't have that much time on the bike, and he got, I believe, 2 top 5s. So I think we're going to see a good Colt Nichols this year. Let me know what you guys think about that. I know it's a long shot out there, but that's my opinion. Let me know what you thought. All right, let's now get into a few first looks. I didn't have enough content here to do a full video on them, so I figured let's add it in today. I like to see these things, so I'm assuming a lot of you guys will as well. The first one we got is a first look of Alberto Ferrato on Standing Construct Honda. As the MXGP fans know, the popular Italian Alby Ferrato signed with Standing Construct Honda for 2024. He ended his 2023 season in phenomenal fashion. He tied for 3rd overall, unfortunately getting 4th at his home GP, which is his career best finish. That was awesome to see. And not only that, he won his first qualification race there as well, so that was a good day for him at his home race and to end the season. Seriously impressive stuff for him. That's a huge step up. He plans on carrying this momentum into 2024 onto the new bike and the new team. We finally got some footage of him on this bike. So here's the first footage of him testing on the Standing Construct Honda. I figured I'd show you. So here you go. Here's that clip. pumped to see Alby on the Honda. Hopefully he can carry that momentum in 2024. Let me know what you guys think about Ferrado on Honda. He's been on KTM a while now, so you think that's going to hurt him switching onto a new bike? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, the next one, we got a first look of Cody Schock on the ClubMX Yamaha. I figured I'd throw this one in here as well. I mean, as you know, about a week ago, Cody Schock was confirmed that he signed with ClubMX Yamaha. And about a week before that, I did a segment on it. I'd like to add that in. So I had it on here a week before it was confirmed. But I had to show you guys, or I had yet to show you guys what Schock looks like on the club bike. He's been kind of a Honda boy for a while now, for as far back as I can remember in the sport, so it looks weird for sure. But anyway, without further ado, here's the first footage of Cody Schock on the ClubMX Yamaha. All right, next up, I forgot to add this onto my show notes here, but I also have the first footage and a picture of Glenn Coldenhoff on the all-new factory Fantic MXGP team. So I ain't got much details on this. Glenn Coldenhoff had a little bit of an off-season for him. He did all right, just not as consistent as he used to be. He used to be pretty good back in the day. Podiums often. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him. He did great this year. It's just not the Coldenhoff we're used to. So hopefully him switching to Fantic. I know, everyone says Fantic and Yamaha are the exact same bike. I don't believe that for a second. They aren't the same bike. It's the same situation as KTM has with Husqvarna. So I don't believe that for a second. But anyway, here's the first footage of Glenn Coldenhoff on the all-new factory Fantic MXGP bike. I got a picture up on screen right now probably, and here's the video. All right, and to cap this video off, I have one more first look of a guy on a new bike, and that is Jeremy Seewer on the factory Kawasaki MXGP bike. He has remained extremely quiet on social media, which isn't weird for him. He always is. He only posts kind of when he absolutely has to or after a race. That's about it. But even in the press release, when he signed with Kawasaki, we didn't get a picture of him on the bike. So it was weird. It's been months and months of us knowing about Seewer on Kawi, and we haven't seen him on the bike, but today, I finally found a photo of him testing. This is literally the only photo or video or anything. There's nothing. This is the only one I found, and I don't remember. It was some photographer at the test track that took the photo, so he hasn't even released anything formally. But I'll put that picture up on screen right now. This is the photo I found of him testing. You really can't see a lot of the bike, but I figured if I wanted to see something, somebody else that watches this video would too, so it's cool to see Seewer on the Kawi. I'm glad we finally get to see something of him on the new bike and the new team anyway. I'll also throw up this picture he put on his story today. This is kind of the first thing he's posted, but it's just his gear saying Kawasaki on the ground after testing today, so still hasn't posted much, but I figured if I wanted to see it, you did too, so here's that. All right, that's kind of all I got for you today. A lot of first looks of guys on new bikes and new teams. I hope you guys are fine with that. I just figure I love to see the first look of guys on new bikes. I'm sure you guys do as well, so that's why I added that in. Anyway, go support Motosups. Head to motosups.co. Go try that ride recovery stuff. Let me know how you think about that. It's fruit punch flavor, I think. Let me know what you think about that. Use our code TMN20 to get 20% off. Head to themxnetwork.com. Go snag a magazine or two. The direct support is awesome from you guys. And if you're listening on audio, follow, rate us. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Moto Daily Show video.